Hi everyone, it's Jeremy McLaren, Director of Marketing for Qualsys, and today we're going to have a webinar on how to make custom videos. Excited to have everyone on today. It's a little bit different today, unlike having a big PowerPoint presentation. This is going to be a lot of hands-on learning. It'll be my hands showing you how to do things with your phone and other things, and you'll have a chance to actually review this. Our plan is that we're recording this video right now so that you can then watch it and review it later and use it for the things that you're doing. Now, like every webinar that we do, if you've been on them before, you know that you are on mute. We've got a lot of participants on today, and it would be very challenging for us to have everyone off of mute. But we want to make sure everyone can hear us okay, and we also want to make sure that you have the ability to interact with us. Just because you're on mute doesn't mean that we don't want to know what you have to say. We don't want to have your questions, and we don't want to have your comments. So if you look on your GoToWebinar control panel, it should be a little panel like this, about this size. On your screen somewhere, there will be a section called questions or chat. Find that section right now, and I want you to type something out, to us right now. Tell us where you're from. Let us know your name, what have you. I mean, obviously, we can see your names as you've logged into the GoToMeeting presentation today. Some of you may be on the phone and not logged into the GoToWebinar control panel or the GoToWebinar app. You'll only be able to listen in, and our system won't recognize you because it doesn't know who's just dialed in from a phone. So if that's the case, just know that you might get a reminder email tomorrow saying, hey, you didn't attend the webinar when you actually did. It's not a big deal. It's just the way the system works. It only recognizes people that logged into the app. But if you are in a place where you can log into the app or into the desktop version of GoToMeeting using the link that you were provided when you registered, I really recommend doing that because then you can not only interact with us, but you can actually see the things we're showing you today. And there's going to be a lot of visual things today. Being that we're showing you how to edit things, we're going to show you how to record. We're going to show you how to use different apps and things out on your phone that will help you make some really professional-looking custom videos. So before we get started, we want to do a quick poll. I'm going to put that up on the screen right now. We want to know if this is your first Qualsys webinar. Yes or no, maybe you're a Qualsys webinar veteran. This helps us understand a little bit about what kind of audience we're talking to. If you are brand new, obviously we want to give you a little bit of foundational information about ourselves. If you've been here for a while, then obviously we don't want to bore you with all those details. So it looks like we've got a small percentage of people who this is their first webinar, so welcome. For those of you that are unfamiliar with these webinars, the way we like to do them is we'll take about an hour to cover all the content. I've got Whitney White here who is answering all your questions online. If it's a question that's pertinent enough for the group, she's going to bring it up to me. I won't be able to see it because of the way I've got my screen configured. So she'll bring it up and say, hey, I've got a great question from Billy or Jimmy or whoever, and be able to mention what it is, and then we'll be able to address it right here on the air today. As you guys are finishing up the webinar, you will get a link later on today or tomorrow, I think it is, in your email with a link to be able to review the webinars recording on our YouTube page. And at any time, you can go and watch the videos from all of our past webinars, the commercials we've built, the help videos we've made, things like that on our website, on our YouTube page. It's youtube.com/Qualsys, so very easy to get there. So I'm going to go ahead and close that poll up right now. And the second poll I'd like to do is, are you currently installing the IQ panel or the DSC Touch? Gives us an idea if you're a current customer or if you're a new customer. You could be evaluating right now and maybe understanding some of the marketing assets and help and things like that we're going to provide to you will be something that will influence your decision on whether or not to start offering this product line. We really do hope that you are enjoying the marketing that we provide. It looks like a large percentage of you are currently selling and installing the IQ panel or DSC Touch, which is excellent. But if you're not, we've got a team of salespeople here that we're more than happy to answer all your questions, come meet with you one-on-one. Your distribution representatives, of course, can also answer a lot of the questions you might need and things like that. And we, of course, are happy to be here for you, almost around the clock. Send us an email at marketing@qualsys.com, or you can also reach out to us at our phone number, 855-4QUALSYS. And when you choose option 1, it'll come to the marketing team. We'll be able to talk to you and help you do your marketing more effectively. Our goal is not to be just an organization that provides equipment to you. We're not a supplier. We actually want to be an actual partner with you. We want to work with you and build the things that you kind of need to help your business thrive and grow. I myself have been in your shoes. I was in charge of marketing for a large dealer, a security dealer, years ago, and I remember how frustrating it was that my manufacturer didn't provide me with videos and image packs and more help sheets and all sorts of things. And so we as a marketing team have worked very hard to try and give you all the things you might need and more. So if there are things that you specifically need that you can't find or that you don't have access to, please let us know. That being said, we also want to make sure that you have access to our dealer portal. Our dealer portal houses all of the information that you might need. We've got sales and marketing materials, documentation, training, support materials, all the above. And if you don't have access to that, you can send an email to portalaccess@qualsys.com. And of course, if you haven't actually gone and done the dealer application on our website, we'll ask you to do that before we get you that access. So before we dive in, Whitney, are there any questions or things that we need to address?
Not yet.
Okay, well, let's just jump right into making custom videos. So there's two different ways that you can make a custom, well, three different ways you can make a custom video. A custom video is either one, making it with an existing video and then modifying it to fit your needs. You can go to our dealer portal and download a commercial or a help video or things like that, and you can splice in your logo in the beginning and end of that. So now instead of the Qualsys logo, it shows ABC Security or whatever your company's name is. That's very easy to do. In fact, on the dealer portal, there is a tutorial on how to do that in a program called iMovie on the Mac. So very easy to accomplish. You simply take that video, drag it into your iMovie, and then you're going to splice in, or you're going to cut the section you want out, the Qualsys logo you want out, or you can leave it in if you wanted to. And then you would take your logo and bring it in and put it in its place. And then voila, you've got yourself a great little video, and then you would export it in the end. Again, there's a video all about how to do that on our YouTube page. Very simple steps. I think it's only like a 2-minute video, so it should be very easy to watch, and of course you can fast forward, rewind as needed. The other thing that we like to encourage people to do is to make custom videos from scratch. Now I recommend you can use your phone to do this. The cameras, in phones these days are really, really good. The video cameras, the still cameras, all of them. And you can use your own personal phone, or if you've got an iPad at your company that you use, things like that, you can use that to record all the video you want. We're going to show you how to do that. The third option would be to record it using more professional equipment. And I'm going to show you my setup. So I use my phone for a lot of equipment, but I also, for a lot of video shoots, I also have a professional video kit. And I want to go through each of these pieces too, just so you understand it. So if you want to go with something more professional, this is a tripod here. This is an arm for what we call a video head. This video head attaches to the tripod. This arm attaches on the back here, and it allows you to pan slowly up and down, things like that. So I can replace the head on that video camera. I've got 3 different types of lenses. I've got a standard size lens. This came with the camera. Okay. I've got a zoom lens. This is great for shots that I really want to come in nice and close on, or shots that are far away that I want to get from a distance. And then I've got what I call a snub lens, which is a really short lens. This is great for doing those really artistic shots where it's, one thing in focus and then everything else is out of focus. So 3 different types of lenses depending on what you want to do and how you want to do it. I've got extra batteries for my camera. I've got my camera itself. I happen to use the Canon EOS Rebel T3i. It was affordable. I got it on a Black Friday special, and it didn't cost much. It came with 2 lenses already, the zoom and the regular lens, and it came with a camera bag, so it was really nice to be able to get that all for, I think it was under $500. And then I also, in order to get the best sound, the camera has a microphone built into it, but to get the best sound, I purchased a separate microphone kit. So this is a wireless microphone kit. This piece attaches to the top of the camera, and there's a cord that goes from here into the camera. And then this piece is the piece that I usually will strap to the back of Jenny or Whitney as we're recording videos. And then this attaches to a wireless microphone that's in this bag, and then use that there. So once that's connected in and I record, I also have some extra SD cards that I use. It's always good to have 2 or 3 of those handy, so that if you run out of space on one, you don't have to delete it or clear it out. You can simply just slap the other one in. So We'll typically record, we'll set up the tripod, and we'll record using the camera and the standard lens, and we'll cut things out. We'll talk a little bit about the sequence. Again, you don't need all of this stuff to make a really professional video. The video cameras built into your cell phone are more than sufficient. And I want to show you that piece first, because I think that's probably the easiest and the one that you guys will be able to really dive into right away. Whitney, any questions or comments that we need to address?
Yes.
Okay.
We have Ken asking, what program do you use if you're using Windows? That's the equivalent to iMovie.
Great question. I actually don't use a Windows computer. I would go in the, I would look for video editor. Just do a search for video editors in their little store and see what pops up. I'm sure that there's a lot of great programs out there. If you're really good, you probably use something like an Adobe Premiere, but that's too complex for my tastes. I want something that's really, really simple. And again, I'm going to show you how to, in just a moment here, I'm going to show you how to use something for my phone. I believe there is also an iMovie equivalent for Windows. I've never personally used it. I know iMovie itself was made by Mac, but I'm sure that there's a lot of other similars out there. Just do a Google search for video editing or simple video editing software. I'm sure you'll find a lot of options.
Another question, I would like to have a banner across the bottom of my videos that stays there during the entire video presentation that shows the company logo, phone number, and website. How do you do that?
That's really easy to do on the desktop version of iMovie, and we can show you how to do something like that here in just a minute. So Whitney, let's make a note of that. We'll show people how to add banners and information to a video. We'll show that when we talk about editing.
Do you remember the cost of the wireless audio?
So wireless audio kit, a good wireless audio kit, and you want to make sure you get a good one because otherwise you get a lot of static in the background. But you're going to spend anywhere from $150 to $300 generally for a wireless audio kit. Now, you could obviously spend a lot more than that, but that's about the range that you can expect. I think this one was a $300 one. We got it at a place called Sound Warehouse that was going out of business right around the corner from us. Whitney and I happened to stumble in there on the very last day that they were open and picked it up for, I think, $200. So we got a really good discount off of it because of that. But you can find them online. There's a lot of companies like B&H Photo that sell a variety of them. You can get them on Amazon, things like that. The thing you want to look for is a wireless lavalier kit, and you want to make sure that it's got a wire that connects to your camera that will allow you. In fact, let me show you that right now. For those of you that want to do the more professional type installation, you can see on the side of my camera here, I've got a couple ports. Okay, these two ports. My wireless lavalier that attaches to the top of, this is the receiver, so it attaches to the top, and I just screw that down in there. I'm going to turn the light on so we get a lot of contrast here. See if that makes it a little better to see. So I could screw that on right there. Okay, so that's nice and firm on here. Then this piece right here connects to the, so I've got my little bag of goodies. And I've got the wireless lavalier itself, and then this little springy adapter cable. And this plugs into the side of this here, okay, and then down into the side of the camera. And it makes it so that, right there. So now with that connected to the camera, it makes it so any sound from the wireless mic goes into this, and then this goes through the wire down into the camera. And the nice thing about doing something like this is it's actually recording the audio, good audio, while you're recording. You guys are familiar with professional movies where they always do the clapper, right? Clap. The reason they're doing that clapper is because they need a sharp sound to synchronize the audio, because their audio recording is completely separate from their camera recording. With this, you don't have to worry about that because this audio is going directly into the camera. So whatever you're recording right there, it's actually recording it also on the camera itself. So your audio and your video are not separate. So when you pull it into your video editing software, you'll have both audio and video synced up perfectly, and you won't have to worry about trying to fix all of that. So,
Abraham, for those of you who are working off of a Windows computer, Abraham suggests DaVinci Resolve.
Okay, Abraham, thank you for the suggestion. He says a free video editing software called DaVinci Resolve for you PC users out there. So maybe take a look at that and see if it works. Hopefully it does. Okay, any other comments, or should we dive? Okay, let's dive right into, so the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you videos. I mean, everybody should know how to make a video on their phone, right? So I'm on an iPhone. Androids are slightly different, but an iPhone, I swipe over to get to the video section, right? So on video, I'm going to make a little video of Whitney answering your questions. Smile.
Hi.
Okay, so there's Whitney answering your questions. She's typing away. Okay, and we're going to ask Whitney a question. Whitney, you have a large belly. What is going on over there?
I am 8 months pregnant. 9 months pregnant.
9 months pregnant. Okay, interesting. Okay.
Interesting.
Okay, well, it's interesting. It is. So what I've got is I've got a video here. You can see. Okay, so there's Whitney answering your question. She's typing away. Okay, and we're going to ask Whitney a question. Whitney, you have a large belly. What is going on over there?
I am 8 months pregnant. 9 months pregnant.
9 months pregnant. Okay. So now this video, if I were able to do everything all in one take, let's say I recorded one video, you stand up and you have your spokesperson do it, or you want to do a quick little video tutorial about how to install a door sensor. Oh yeah, do this, install this, stick this here, blah, blah, blah. And you record it all in one take, so you just have a single video. To publish it to YouTube, watch this. I click this little button at the very top corner. It looks like a box with an arrow pointing up. That's my send to button. Okay, I'm going to go this way so it's easier to see. Then I select YouTube. I touch YouTube here, and voila, I type in the name of my video. I decide whether I want it standard definition or HD. I choose a category. It could be comedy or entertainment or film and animation, or I usually would do things like science and technology as my category. Kind of hard to see on there, sorry. Add in any tags you want, things that people might be searching for. Security system, home security, alarm systems, things like that. Okay, and then choose whether you want it public, unlisted, or private. Now, public on a YouTube video, when you do a public video, that means anybody who happens to know where your page is, things like that, they'll be able to find your page and find it and watch the video. Unlisted means that only people that have the link to that video will do it. So when you go into your video, you can find the link to it and do it. So if you're going to do a video that you only want for your employees, or you only want to use for private uses, or maybe it's just a draft you don't want to be public yet, do it as unlisted. You can always change that status later on. So I will oftentimes create a draft of a video, do it as unlisted, and then once it's finished and I'm done with it and I'm ready to publish it to the world, I'll change its status from unlisted to public. The other one you could do is private, and on private you have to actually go into YouTube and invite people to it. You could say, hey, I want Whitney to have access to this video, so I'm inviting whitney.white@qualsys.com, and you type that in and click send, and she has to actually accept that invitation in order to view it, and she has to have a YouTube account associated with that email to do it. It's a little bit more challenging, and I wouldn't recommend it unless you really know what you're doing and you know that the other people know what they're doing. Unlisted is usually the easier way to do that. So if I do all that and I click publish, then automatically that video will start processing, and it uploads to YouTube and processes there, and voila, it's done. So again, very simple. I would simply grab my camera, okay? I'm going to record, okay? Hi, today I'm going to show you how to install a door sensor. And I install it, things like that, and when I'm done, I press stop, okay? I go to my little preview thing here, and I press send to, and then I say share to YouTube, and voila. Type in the material and the information, you're done. Now, a lot of you are going to have things that are going to be multiple clips of videos, okay? So if that's the case, you want to be able to stitch those clips together. Now, you could take all the videos you made on your phone, put them onto your computer, plug your computer in and sync them up, or email them to yourself if they're not big enough, if they're not too big to email. And then take those and drag those into your desktop version of your computer's video editing software, and do the editing that way. That's one way to do it. The other way to do it that I actually prefer is using a program called iMovie. Same program as on a Mac, but they have a mobile version of it. Okay. So I would do a search in the App Store for iMovie. I think it's only a $5 program. You can see this is it right here. It's a purple star. And when I touch iMovie, it opens up. And I've got the option to create a new video. Now I do all my family videos. My family has a little YouTube page for just our family. So whenever we do a family hike, we have a family event, whatever, we'll record a video with our phones and upload it to YouTube. So now our whole family can look and see the videos we've got. So I press plus here because I'm going to add a new video. Okay, and you could do either a movie or a trailer. A trailer is great for making a commercial that got some really interesting themes and things like that. I'm just going to do a movie. So I touch movie, and here I can choose my theme. I want some there's, some of you guys asked about, is there a way to keep my information on the screen the whole time? You can even do some of that here. I could do this playful theme, or I could do this travel theme, or news theme, or this, this CNN iReport. I could be able to put some information in there. I typically only like just the simple theme because I want to make those changes myself, and I click Create. Now from this screen here, I have the ability to drop all of my information here. So I can either record from iMovie and actually record it right there into it, or I could just do an audio clip, or I could do the video clips that I already have. And that's this little icon here. It looks like a film strip with a note. And I touch that. I go to my recently added. Here's the video I took of me, and I'm going to drop that in there. So as you can see, there's a little arrow right here. I drop that in, and whoop, it drops down in there. Well, I also want to drop in that clip of Whitney. So I touch that one there, I go whoop, and drop that one in there too. Okay, so there's Whitney, and then Jesse, who's our new digital assets manager. You can see him sitting next to her. And the two videos are together. So if I were to press play, hi, today I'm going to show you how to install a door sensor. And I install it, things like that. And when I'm done, okay, so there's Whitney answering your question. And there's a nice little transition. Thank you. I'm stuttering today. So a nice little transition between the two videos, and voila. Now when I'm done with this, if I click Done, okay, I can give it a name, and I can call this, I'm going to hit X on here to chop out my movie, and I'm going to call this my test video. And after I've clicked test video, I click Done, and then again, there's that same share icon. I click here, and I could go over and find YouTube, and touch YouTube, and then it brings up that same thing where I could create a custom name, tell what size, whether I want it 1080p or whatever, if I want it unlisted, private, etc. So hopefully that was helpful. Whitney, any questions?
Yes. Do you need a YouTube account to upload a video to YouTube?
Yes, you do need a YouTube account to upload a video to YouTube. Very simple. If you've got a Gmail account, you can use that same login, but it will create a YouTube page for you, and you'd want to have a YouTube page, or some people like Vizio, but I like YouTube because it's built into my phone, and that allows you to upload those videos automatically onto your YouTube channel. And then from there, you can log on to the desktop version of YouTube, and you can make some additional edits, tweaks, things like that. Okay, good question, very good question.
I think that's it.
Okay, great. Well, let's get to the next section, which is how to use the desktop iMovie and do some quick edits. Okay. So for this next section, I'm going to actually close down the camera, and I'm going to open up my iMovie program. So turn off the camera, and I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to go to my applications, and I'm opening up iMovie. Now the first time you open up iMovie, it will ask you to create something new. And you can see that's a very similar icon to the one that we were looking at on the mobile app. So I click Create New, and I could choose whether it's a movie or a trailer. Again, very similar to what we saw on the mobile app. I click Movie, and here's a movie I've got. So now I need video clips. Okay. Well, I'm going to go to the dealer portal. Okay, so I'm going to go to dealers.qualsys.com, or go to qualsys.com and click on dealers and log in. Okay, I'm going to type in my email address. Log into this. And voila, so I've got documentation, sales and marketing materials, training, support, the marketing store. I'm going to go to sales and marketing materials, and I'm going to scroll down here to commercials. And you can see here's using Apple iMovie to customize your own video. And I've had lots of dealers call me and say that this was really helpful. But I'm going to download this IQ Panel Walkthrough Life video. You can see, whoop, it goes over here to download it. And then as it downloads, it appears in my little downloads folder. I can also see a preview of it right here. You can see what the download progress says. You can see it's 242 megs. There's 25 seconds left. Okay, once that's downloaded, I'm going to pull that video into here. Almost there. Getting close. Okay, voila. it opened up QuickTime automatically. So I'm going to close that out. I'm going to go to this downloads, and I'm going to grab this video. Oh, where'd it go? There it is. Oh, this one will work. I think that's a different video, but that's okay. I'll slap that one in there. Maybe this is the right one. Okay, so now you've got a bunch of different tools. So this is the timeline of the video. Okay, the timeline of the video allows you to scroll back and forth. And you can kind of hear the noise. It's like everything's in fast forward, right? If I ever want to splice any part of this, okay, meaning I want to cut it off, I go down here. Let's say I want to get to the very end. And I'm going to use my arrow keys, left and right. So I'm going to go right arrow key until I start seeing more things. Oh, and I don't want the Qolsys logo because I'm going to put my own company logo on there. So I'm going back arrow till I don't see anything. Voila. Okay? I'm going to splice it. Now I can do that two ways. I can go Command B, which is cutting it, or you can also go up here to Edit and do Split Clip. So on here, once I've split that clip, I want to delete that. So I got rid of that. Now I want to, I just give it as an example, I pulled an ADT logo here, okay? I downloaded this off the internet. And let's say I wanted this ADT logo to be on the very end of my, video, okay? So if I throw ADT on here like this, watch what happens. It gets quiet, and then there's this weird scrolling, and the ADT's on black. It doesn't look right, right? So I don't want that, okay? So instead what I do is I'm not going to delete my other clip because I've still got my music. So I right-click, and I say Detach Audio, okay? So by detaching the audio, I could now, if I were to put this in here, I can associate the audio with it, but it still looks black and weird, right? I don't want that. I'm going to get rid of my other video, my other piece here. So I'm going to just open up any Word document, any word processing document, okay? And now I'm going to, in fact, you know what's even better is to do it as a PowerPoint or something like that, but that's okay. We'll show you how to do this. And again, a lot of this stuff's on a Mac. There's very similar things to do it on a PC. So in this case, I'm going to take my little ADT logo, and I'm going to put it right in the center of my page. And now I'm going to do a screenshot. Okay. Well, I don't want just an ADT logo here. Maybe I also want to, say, call blah blah blah. Call me today at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay? Or I also want to add in visit our website, website.com. Okay? I take all that information. Maybe I want that bigger. I'm going to center it, make it larger. You can change whatever size you want, but then once you're done with it, you do a screenshot of it. Now, different computers have different ways of doing screenshots. On a PC, you can just press that print screen button. On a Mac, I hold down Control, Shift, and then I press 4. And it gives me this little thing right here. And I take this, and I'm going to drag it across here. And voila, I've got my little logo. So that gave me a screenshot. I'm going to take that screenshot, and I'm going to slap it in here. If we'll find it, there it is right there. So I'm going to take that screenshot and I'm going to put it right in here. So notice when I drag things, it's going to drag it either over top or in between. See how that moved around? I'm going to let it go right there. Okay. Now it's not optimized for my screen very well, so I'm going to go up here to this crop section, hit crop, and I want to make this fit. Or I could do crop to fill. Okay. So maybe I want to do, or I could do Ken Burns. So there's 3 different ones. So the fit means I'm going to get squares, but because I've got black sections here on the sides, because I didn't optimize my image for the screen, I'm going to end up with black lines on the sides, which doesn't look very professional. So I could either crop to fill, which cuts off some of my stuff here, or I could do a Ken Burns, which says I'm going to start at one point. Maybe I start at my logo, and I go down to call me today. Now watch what happens here. So it does a little slow call me today at whatever it is. The other option you could do is I could go in here and take my logo and make it smaller. Okay. Now I put this up in the center and I do another screenshot. Control Shift 4. I'm going to do a screenshot of that size. So now when I take this one, notice how much smaller it is, and it fits a lot better on the page. See that? So you got your options, and then all I do is take this audio and pull that, click on it, and then drag it into here. Now you see my audio is a lot longer than my images. I'm going to delete these other ones out, and what I want to do is I want to add in a freeze frame. Actually, this already is an image, so I don't need to do it. Sorry. If it was a video, you'd add a freeze frame. In this case, I just grab the edge. See how it turns into a little line? I grab the edge, and I drag it out. And I can drag it to be as long as I want. Now, at the very end, so loud. So voila, I've got this nice little logo at the very end. And you can see it's slowly moving because there's a little automatic Ken Burns effect on there. If I want to change that up, you can see there's a start and an end there, and I can choose to say, oh, well, I want to end big there, but I want to start maybe just the logo, so that as I zoom out, it reveals my call today type of thing. So now watch. So it zooms out and says, call me today at this phone number. Here's my website. Okay, so you can make any number of changes in there. Let's say you wanted to, add in a clip of some family, right? Here's Introduce First Panel Camera, and you want to add in a clip there. Okay, again, I'm using my arrow keys left and right to get to that point. I hit Command B, or I right-click and say Split Clip. Okay, now I could add in another video clip in here, or another logo. Let's say I wanted to add in, another image or another video clip, things like that. Again, it's just Command B, and then whatever I move just slaps right in that space there. Okay? Now, once you're done with your video, you want to go to this same little box, this Send To, and then I click here, and I would click YouTube. And again, the same thing happens. I want to, what resolution do you want to export this as? What category? Do you want it this, unlisted or private or public? And then you click Next. Now you can see our account is, the Qualsys Inc. at Gmail. That's our Qualsys YouTube login. And so voila, I've got the ability to put everything I want onto here automatically just through this little Send To icon. Now, someone asked, look, I guess, are there any questions before I jump into this next section? Okay.
There's just someone clarifying that they could put their company logo on the video.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So obviously, I just threw my, this ADT logo that I pulled off because I figured that no one on the call here is from ADT, so I don't want to show any favoritism. Unless there are some ADT people on the call today. I don't know why they would be. If so, then hi, we used your logo today. Surprise. Okay, so I'm going to put, I'm going to go back here to titles. Okay. Someone asked, could I have my logo or my company name on the screen at all times? And if you go to titles, you can scroll down here and there's a lot of different options. So let's say I wanted this, well, I'll choose formal. Okay, and it's got this little name and description section. There's also soft bar white. There's a number of different ones here. So I'm going to choose soft bar white. And I put this here, and I scroll this. I'm going to grab it. Okay, then I double click it, and I'm going to put in here ABC Security.
So this answers Steve's question.
Yep. So Steve, this is for you, and then anybody else who's interested. And then you could say, call today for free in-home consultation. Am I spelling that right? Okay. And then I'm going to put my 800 number here, 800-123-1234, or visit website.com. Okay, voila. So now that transition is on the bottom of that screen and will stay on the bottom of that screen. The nice thing about this particular one is it's semi-transparent there. See that? So it doesn't really ruin, you know, any animations that are on the video. The other thing you could do too is on here you can actually play around with the colors, the fonts, things like that. So if I wanted this to be, let's say I want Helvetica New Bold, and instead of black I want to do this as red because that's my company colors. And then the second line I want to do as green because I really love Christmas, or whatever it is. You know, you can change up the colors of those, you can change up the font sizes. Now you want to be aware of the space you have available so it doesn't look bad on here, but you can see this particular clip, this title is on the whole entire video. The other thing you could potentially do is you could chop this into sections. So let's say I just wanted to have this at the very beginning, okay? And then I want it to be at the end. I'm going to copy. You know, you could right-click in the copy, or you could do your keyboard shortcut for copy. And I want to paste it down here. Now there it is again. Maybe I want to have some different information in here. Okay, maybe I want to have it at different points where it comes up multiple times. Or I want to have something in here like get security today. You know, and then a message. We can do security, life, safety, lights, blocks, thermostats, and more. Okay? You know, so then that message plays for a short time between there. So anywhere you put this in here, it's going to play over that particular clip, and you can just adjust the length of it by clicking and dragging. So hopefully that answered your question well. Any other questions that might have come up?
Yes. What are the rules to adding music to your video?
Good question. Very good question. So generally speaking, if it's music that an artist made that you didn't make yourself, you need to have the rights to use it. So if you want to put in the latest Imagine Dragons, you know, song to your video, or you want to have that great Frank Sinatra track that you love on your video, you certainly can do that if you choose to. But be aware that the person who owns the rights to that video, I'm going to go off of this and back to our camera. Just be aware that the person who owns the rights to that video has the right to tell you that you need to pay them for it. When you watch a commercial on TV and they've got some amazing, you know, top 40 song playing on it, they paid for that. Okay. Now there are ways to get music that you don't have to pay for. You could write it yourself. If you've got a particularly talented person in your neighborhood or in your family, you could say, hey, will you write me a song that'll be my theme song or whatever? Then you can own the rights to that. Okay. The other option would be to buy music that is what we call rights-free music, where you can buy the rights to use it. I personally use a site called Envato, E-N-V-A-T-O. In fact, let me show you that real quick. I'm going to go here. Audio Jungle is the one that I use. That's one of the brands that Envato has. So audiojungle.net is an Envato, part of the Envato market. In Envato, you can also get video clips and animations and all sorts of things. But here are a whole bunch of different music that you can use. Now, you fully have the rights to use this if you look at the details of it. So I'm going to click on this one, for example. Okay? This song, you can hear it playing here. If you chose this song, you can listen to previews of each of the songs. You can even download a preview and test it out, see if it works in your thing. If you like it, you can buy it right there. This song costs $19. And you can see this is a standard license for use in one product, free or commercial. Okay? Most web uses, you need it, if you're going to use it for more than 10,000 copies or 10,000 downloads, or less, then that works. Now, if you want more than that, you could see I want to go up to 1 million or mass music or 10 million, things like that. So depending on how many you would do. Now, if I decided, let's say I needed 1 million, it goes up to $38. Now, if you're getting 1 million views or, you know, sending this out, making 1 million DVDs, then that's a lot of systems you're installing, and I'm really proud of you. Good job. But for most cases, just this $19 track, and there's all sorts of different price points in here, and you can see all different types of music in here too. I oftentimes will go up here to music, and You can look down the categories: ambient, children's, cinematic, electronica, hip-hop, house music, corporate music. If you want something that sounds a little more professional, things like that, a lot of these corporate tracks are ones that might work for you. The other thing I like to do too is, instead of sorting by newest items, I go to best sellers, because this is the music that other people listened to and thought was going to work well. I'll press play on this. This is actually a track we've used before in one of our older videos. So, but you can press play and get a preview of that. Again, if you can click on the video, on the thing here, it'll give you a preview, and you can download a preview, and then you could drag that back into your project to test out and see if it works. I've done that multiple times, where I will not buy a track, but I'll do a preview of a track and put that into my project and see if it sounds good. Because sometimes, as much as you might love a song, when you actually put it into your project, it's wrong for the project. It's get the right feeling. the wrong feeling. It's got the wrong emotion. So you want to make sure that the music you're using is appropriate for the project that you're working on. So great question on that. Other questions?
Yes. Is it legal to add some French subtitles for my customers in Quebec?
Absolutely legal to do subtitles. Now you want to make sure that as you're doing subtitles, as you're doing your translations, that you're doing it properly. You don't want to accidentally say, well, I'll give you a great example. As we were translating the user interface on the panel, we saw the direct translation of disarm panel was the equivalent of rip the arms off the panel, disarm the panel, right? So it actually needed to be the proper translation for deactivate. So just make sure that your translation's accurate. You might want to have someone double check it if you personally aren't confident in that translation. You want to make sure that someone double check it that maybe speaks that language in that location. But great question. Yeah, to my knowledge, there's no copywriting rules on translations of text or information. Other questions?
Old movie stock use. So the video that you showed had an older clip.
Yeah. There are websites out there that actually have, I look for sites that are like vintage videos, vintage film clips. A lot of that vintage film footage is actually free, or you have to like sign up to be part of their newsletter in order to download it. That particular clip was from a movie that was made years ago, back in the 50s, I believe it was, about robots. About how robots, it's actually pretty entertaining. The full video actually shows, the solution to the video is, to the woman who wants to have everything automated, is that there's a giant robot in her house that comes around and opens the door for her and cooks and cleans and things like that. So I took pieces of that video because it was applicable to what we were talking about, and then splice those into there. But that was a free download. I just had to go to their website, sign up to become a member of their website, and then I was able to download as many clips as I want. And there's things like rocket ships blasting off, and homes, and families, and kids riding bikes, and kids on paper routes, and all sorts of things. You can find lots of great stuff. So again, look for vintage video clips or vintage film clips. Okay? Other questions?
Yeah, instead of adding a logo like you did at the end where it's just a white background with ADT, can you overlay your logo onto our video in a clip? If that makes sense.
You can. You'll want it. It'll be hard though, because the way that your logo appears, you don't always have control over the size of that. That's why doing it in that little footer piece is maybe a better solution. But this particular program that I use, iMovie, doesn't have a way that I could slap that logo in and then say, ooh, that's too big. I want to shrink it down and I want to move it down to the corner. This particular program doesn't have it because it's geared more towards end users and consumers. And they're generally not putting logos and stuff. So I know that Adobe Premiere, as well as Final Cut, which is still around, and some of the other higher-end video production stuff, those absolutely have those kind of things. The other thing you could do is look into what's called Adobe After Effects. And After Effects is a program that allows you to create all kinds of really cool animations that you can use for your logo and things like that to do. So great question. Other questions, Whitney?
Yes. How do you control the volume so that the music or audio is not so overwhelming?
Great question. Let me pull my iMovie back up, okay? And I'll show you that right now. I'm going to show my main screen. Turn the camera back off so it's not distracting. So on my video, here's my little video here. let's say that I want that volume to be lower. So right now the volume is part of the video, right? Because that's, you know, we talked about the video and the audio being together. In this particular case, this audio is separate from the video. So if I was wanting to adjust the volume of this one, I can quickly just grab down in this bottom section here and lower and raise it. You can see now I'm down to 18%. So now it's nice and quiet. Okay? So it goes from loud here to very quiet. Okay? The other way to do it manually, if you wanted to get real fine tuning on it, is you go up here to this sound icon, and if I touch here, again, here's a slider that tells me exactly what I want. And I could click here, lower the volume of the other clips as well. So now I'm going to change all my clips, okay, all at once. So it allows you to really get some minute things. I will do this oftentimes. I'll bring a music track into an Ask Jenny video I'm working on. And as I'm doing that, in fact, let me go, I guess I can't because I don't have my hard drive connected to it. I was going to show you the Ask Jenny video we're working on right now about disarm photos. But you'll bring the audio, the music into it. In fact, let me show you this. So I'll go to my downloads, and here's a preview I did of one of those other songs that I found on Audio Jungle. Okay, and I'm going to take my current music, and I'm taking it all the way down to 0. Okay, and then here's the preview of the song, and now I've got a brand new song in here. Audio Jungle. You hear that little Audio Jungle that's going on there? That is built into it. That's part of the watermark on a preview. So it'll keep saying that through the music until I buy the actual track. Now if I think that's too loud, again, I click on here and I just adjust that volume to be wherever I want. Okay? Now you want to be aware as you're adjusting volume and making changes there that it could also be just your speakers. So make sure that your speakers are at an average volume that most people would have it at. Don't turn your volume way up and then be adjusting all your sounds, because then when you actually publish your video, that video will have volume that's perhaps quieter or too loud for the actual scenario. So do it to an average volume that you think most people are going to have their speakers at, and then make your adjustments so that it sounds the way you want it to sound. So, and then you could do that same thing for your audio clips too. If you've got, you know, a person speaking, you know, again, you're going to adjust the volume, and the you know, the music that I drug in was the separate music different from the audio that was attached to the actual video clip. So, good question. Other questions, Whitney?
Yeah, Edward asks, I am a small operation, would like to make videos, but due to time constraints between meeting with customers, installing panels and things, I don't have sufficient time. Do you have resources that I can pay and outsource to make videos with my company information?
Good question. Now, we don't personally make videos for you guys. We just don't have the bandwidth to do that. We're still a fairly small team. You can, however, take some of these assets and go to freelancer sites. I would suggest using a site similar like Upwork.com, UPWORK.com. That's a site that I use a lot, where I'll basically send my video to someone and say, hey, can you please put this all together? I want my logo on the beginning, I want my logo on the end, and I want this different music track in there. And they could do that for you. You can find them for as cheap as $10 an hour, and something like this you just saw. I mean, I did this in 15 minutes. So it's not that it's that challenging to do. It's just a matter of finding a freelancer that can do it for you. And if it's something, you know, that you're still struggling with, you know, again, you saw that it doesn't take that much time. If you try to do it yourselves and you get caught on it, give us a call. We're happy to walk you through it and help you through it. I personally think that it's one of the great skills that I've learned. Just knowing how to manipulate videos, how to make videos, how to edit them and change them up has really helped, I think, the image of the organization, and of course, hopefully help you guys too. Video is very, very powerful. I'll tell you a story about video. So when I was working, it was in charge of marketing for this dealer that I worked for, we had an email that would go out, an email newsletter that would go out regularly. And we had all this text, we had this big, you know, promotion we were doing where you could win one of the new iPhones that had come out at that time. And the paragraph of text, it was right around Thanksgiving, we were talking about how you should keep your home safe during Thanksgiving time. And if you're not sure how to arm your system, watch the arming video. And it was just a line of text at the end of a paragraph that said, watch arming video. So I was very interested to see how many people were going to click that little link versus my big, huge, beautiful, win an iPhone, click here link. About 14% people clicked the link right there with the iPhone on it. 37% of the people clicked watch the arming video, and that was just text. There's no image, there's no picture, things like that. And if I ever did, in my subsequent newsletters, knowing that information, I started putting big thumbnails of video clips so that when they clicked it, it would take them to my YouTube page and show them that. And I was getting anywhere from 50 to 60% of the people that would open my email would click and watch that video. Videos are really, really popular. Really, really powerful. You can convey so much information in a very short period of time. And if you're looking at your website right now and seeing that you don't have a video on the home page, you need one. Absolutely need one. Again, you can download the commercials that are right there in our dealer portal. Take those and put your logo on them just like we showed you. Follow the steps that are on the video in the dealer portal that it will show you as well if you need to have that reiterated, or you can watch this webinar again and it will show you. But you've got to have a video on your home page. You've got to have one on your Facebook page. You've got to have one linked from your Twitter account. Those places where customers are finding you, they don't want to have to read through as much as it pains you to say this. They're not going to read through all of those pages that you worked so hard to write. Your About Us page, your products page, our guarantee page, all those things you put on your website to make sure that people felt like you had a great website. Most people aren't going to read that, but they will watch a 2-minute video. And if they see that video, they'll click on it, they'll watch it. I mean, just think about Kickstarter. How many people go to Kickstarter, watch the video, and then never look at the right? They might scroll down a little bit for a second, then they go away. Okay? Video is really powerful. And the more videos you can put on your site, the easier it becomes for your customers to navigate it, and the longer they'll stay there, and the more likely they are to buy. So, great question. Other questions, Whitney?
Yes. Can I use the pictures of the Qolsys panel and devices as part of my video?
Absolutely. Very easy to take a picture. In fact, let me show you how to do this real quick. Let's say I wanted to slap a photo into here. Okay. Again, the same thing as doing a logo. I'm going to pick this logo here, or this image about the new IQ Panel 2's video and camera in here. Now see how that goes in there. What happens is it just slots right in there. Okay? So again, you might want to adjust your Ken Burns effect. You might want to crop to fill or things like that. You might want to just say, hey, just fit this image in there so it just stays there. You might not want to have any movement with it at all, things like that. But any of the pictures that are on our website right now, that are on the dealer portal, if you want to use those for your videos, you are absolutely welcome to. We would love to have you do that, because that's one of the reasons we put them on there, is for videos, for websites, for documentation you might be making, for social media posts, whatever you want. And we're continuing to put more and more images on there from your requests to make sure that we are handling the things that you want the way that you want them. So, good question.
It's Upwork.com?
Upwork.com, UPWORK.com, and Whitney will text out a link to that right now, just so you've got it. Again, that's just one site I use. You could type in freelancer video editing, and you'll probably find all sorts of websites. I like Upwork because they're inexpensive. Generally speaking, again, I can find someone over in India or Russia or Romania or other places for $10 an hour who will do the work. I can tell them what I want, and within 24 hours, I've got a finished product back to me. So, pretty good site to use. But there's a lot of sites out there like that.
Looks like one of the last questions is, how do you get a link to your video?
Great question. So, let's say I've gone onto my YouTube page, and I'm going to turn my camera off here and share my screen again. And I've uploaded a video. Okay? Okay, I go to youtube.com/Qolsys, or whatever your website is, whatever your YouTube page is. And let's say I want to take this Ask Jenny and the IQ light bulb video, and I want to share this. So you can either click and copy this link here at the top of the page, or go down here to share. If I click share, there's a lot of different ways I can share this video, and you can see right here, here's a link. And I could say, hey, start this here. You could even say, hey, I want to start this video at 1 minute and 45 seconds, because that's the part I wanted to share with my friend, is that one, that one part. Okay, you could do it that way too. The other thing you can do for those of you that are putting it on a website, you can use this right here, but if you've got like a WordPress site, you can also click embed and get the embed code. This allows you to say, hey, I want my video to be, 640 by 360 or 1280 by 720, whatever web size your person needs. And if you've got a web designer who's doing this, you tell him to get a video off YouTube, he'll know exactly what to do here. But this way you can get the code here, this little snippet of code. If I copied this and put this into the code of my website in the right place, it would appear on my website, embedded in my website, so that when they watch this video, it would not actually deviate, depart from your website and go to the YouTube page. It would instead keep them on your website. The other thing you could do with this sharing code is you could put it on Facebook. So let's say I copy this video here, and I go to facebook.com, and I want to just paste it into my Facebook. If I click paste, voila, it gives you a little preview on Facebook, and I could click post. If I want to type in something like, hey, you're gonna love this new light bulb we offer now, or something like that, and it'll appear on your Facebook page. Okay, and the same thing happens for Twitter too.
Now Steve clarified, he's the person that asked that question.
Yeah.
He said, if they're watching my video, can I put a click here button that will take them from my video to my website?
So that's something you're going to want to do in your Creator Studio. So if I go to my Creator Studio, and that's kind of a power user type thing, but if I go into a particular video, so here is my Ask Jenny about Bluetooth disarming. It's our first draft of it. We're getting ready to launch our second generation panel. This is one of the videos we're working on for it. I would go into here, and I would want to go into advanced settings, enhancements. So a lot of these things are like annotations. So I want to put some information on screen. Okay, you can add an annotation and then put a little clip on the screen at one point. You can go in and work with the audio. YouTube gives you a lot of chances to change things up from here. It's almost like having a little video editing suite of software. Now, I personally have not used a lot of these things in here, so I don't have a lot of experience with them. But you could go in and learn more about cards. If I want to add in a card, you can do some enhancements like fixing the light, the contrast, the saturation. If you thought your color was off a little bit, a lot of times you can do this. Make these changes right here on the video. You could even do slow motion, time-lapse stuff. You could trim parts of your video out. So there's a lot of tools that you can use inside your Video Creator Studio on YouTube. Now, I will tell you also that not everyone has access to all those tools. I think YouTube oftentimes requires you to have uploaded a certain number of videos and gotten the certain number of views in order to keep upgrading to things. There might be a way to pay to get that stuff too, but we personally have never paid for it. We just simply keep uploading more and more videos, and every few months we seem to get a message that says, hey, congratulations, you now have access to be able to do this new feature. We're personally just using it to upload and have a place to house all our videos, and then we take those videos and we put them on our websites, we put them on our dealer portal, and we share them with you guys so you can use them on your websites and things. So we're not doing a lot of that stuff that you see a lot of videos do here, where it's like, click here to subscribe, or click here to watch this next video, things like that. All of that is possible, and it's all done from within YouTube. So great question. Other questions, Whitney?
No, let's talk prizes. Giveaways.
Good idea. Okay, so let's do a drawing. What?
Everyone gets a...
Oh, everyone does?
Yeah.
Oh, Whitney's so generous. Okay, everyone, let's have a round of applause for her. So apparently Whitney's giving everyone who has joined today a prize. What are you giving, Whit?
Door sensor. Door mini.
A mini door sensor. So those things are really cool. If you don't have one yourself, now you will. Whitney wants me to spin around the wall and show everyone. Okay. So everyone's going to get the IQ Mini. Okay, it's a mini door window sensor. It works for any opening or closing thing. You could put it. I actually have these on not only all my doors and windows at home, but I actually put one on the medicine cabinet. I put one on the cabinet where we keep our chemicals, so our kids don't get into it. We put one on each of the kids' doors. Last night, middle of the night, it was not middle of the night. It was like 3:30 in the morning. I hear, as I'm laying in bed, I hear Katie and Lola's door open. And then, uh-oh, now Katie and Lola's bedroom's downstairs. I go downstairs and I see Katie groggily walking out. Hi, Daddy. I scoop her up, take her back to her room, okay, able to get her back in bed. I heard it from upstairs because my panel told me when the door was open. And when my system's armed, those are set as safety sensors, so it's not going to, opening and closing those doors won't make any difference. However, the other day, I did have my son went to go get his BB gun. Oh, they can't see me?
Some people are saying they can't see you.
Oh, I don't know why.
They can't see your reenactment of Lola walking out of the bed.
Okay, well, I got my camera on, so let me turn it off and then turn it back on again. So, you can use these door sensors really on anything that opens and closes. And obviously, if you want to watch the Ask Jenny video to learn how to install it, to learn all about all the different features, the raised antenna, the double batteries for long battery life, the flexible, installation with the rare earth magnet. There's a lot of things you can learn about. Just go to our YouTube page, youtube.com/Qualsys, and you can watch the video that Jenny's done about the mini door window sensor. So you guys are each going to get one. We'll send it to the address, the distribution location where you shop. So when you registered for the rev, you told us which distribution you typically shop at. We're going to mail it to that distribution location. We typically need about how long, Whitney?
We say up to 4 weeks, but it's taking about
so we say up to 4 weeks. It's usually about a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Email you lots.
And Whitney will send you an email saying, hey, by the way, your sensor's now at your distribution location. You can go get it. So you'll know exactly when to go pick it up so you don't make a wasted trip over there. And while you're there, hopefully you can buy a couple IQ panels and a couple other things too. But this door window sensor that we're giving you as a gift, we want you to use it for your home. Now you can do whatever you want with it. It's your sensor. But I personally recommend using it for your home. There's nothing better than having your own personal experience with a device so that you can talk about it with your customers. You can show them what you do and how you do it. So that's why we do these little giveaways, so you can have a chance to do that. So, Whitney, any other questions or comments from our dealers?
No, our next webinar is on the 22nd.
Okay, so we hope you join us on the 22nd. The subject on that is?
CEU technical training.
Yeah. Okay, so all you technical guys out there, if you want CEU credits, Jeremy Blakeney will be doing a CEU technical training on the IQ panel. We'll be going through the IQ panel. We'll be going through all of the technical aspects on the backside, the settings, everything that's in the installation manual, and covering air effects as well, how to program, how to pair, how to troubleshoot. It's a 3-hour CEU credit, so you get 3 hours of credit there. You'll get the certificate after that webinar is completed. So we hope you join us for that. If you need it, also tell anyone that you know that needs CEU credits to join that webinar. We'd love to have them on, ask questions and whatever. So if there's nothing else, thanks guys. Hope you learned a lot today. Hope it was useful. Let us know. Send us a note right now if you thought it was a useful webinar. If you thought that you'd like to see more things like this. Our goal is to help support you as much as we can with how to market your system, with how to be successful out there on the web and in person. Again, all these custom videos, you can put them and share them on YouTube. You could take them and put them on your phone and show them in an in-home presentation. There's a lot of great things you can do with them. You can take these videos and put them on the panel itself so that you've got your own custom videos on the IQ panel. Use an SD card and put them on the panel during installation. Lots and lots of things you can do with custom videos. So really hope you use them well and make good use of them. So thanks very much for your time, and we'll talk to you next time.